Previously, Kess, Ren, and Zarakir rented skyboards and headed off to look for potential entrances to the mines. First, they headed up into the mountains to get a bird's eye view of things, and Kess noticed several ruins that reminded them of what they'd seen while using legend lore several days earlier. After determining that the closest thing to a spyglass they had on them was the well-crafted glass dildo that Kess kept on them at all times, they decided to head closer to the ruins and see what they could see. The ruins were being guarded, so Kess wandered up to talk to the guards while Zarakir and Ren snuck around. Somehow they managed to talk their way into being allowed to wander around themselves, and they saw what looked like a half-buried door. They also found out that several other ruins in the area were being guarded as of a few hours earlier, which was unusual. Zarakir and Rin saw the same door that Kess did, as well as a rotting minecart nearby that seemed to confirm it led into the mines. The three of them then went flying off the island and under it, where they found a cave that had a door in it. The door reminded Ren and Zarakir of the ones they'd seen in the mines. As it was getting late, they decided to head back to the city. That is when things got complicated. They quickly discovered that the city had been all but shut down during the hours they'd been away, and they were forced to join a line to get in through the now closed gates. The rumor going around was that someone had tried to assassinate a city council member, which made the three of them a bit concerned since August and Nova had been planning to go spy on a city council member. To the surprise of everyone, Kess managed to lie their way into the city without getting caught. They were told there was a curfew starting at sundown, and they all hurried through the streets towards Indra's home. Kess sent a message to Isaac, who had no idea what was going on since he'd spent the day researching, but was heading in the same direction as them. Then they messaged Nova. Cut to 6 hours or so earlier. Indra held a knife to Nova's throat and asked him what he'd done. Off to the side, Sod asked what was going on, and she told him to go outside. Nova told Indra what had happened, and she slowly pulled the knife away from his throat. He told her that Kess was the only person he knew who could help, and he had no idea where they were or what they were doing. There wasn't anything they could do until Kess got back, so they settled in to wait and dissociate, in Nova's case. After 3 or 4 hours, they heard yelling start in the distance. There was a guard going door to door, and Indra was able to put on her stern mom voice and convince him to leave her house alone. Once he was gone, they went back to waiting. In the present, Kess sent that message to Nova, and Nova's reply was short but not sweet. August, dead, get home now. Kess didn't even tell the others what the reply was. They simply froze for a moment and very seriously said they needed to get back immediately. Considering Kess couldn't be serious if their life depended on it, Ren and Zarakir immediately started running, with Kess in Ren's arms since they were significantly slower than both of them. They arrived at Indra's home around the same time as Isaac, who'd been carried there by the Goliath librarian/bookseller he'd spent the day with. They then headed inside. While Nova told the others what had happened, Kess slipped through the curtains, hiding the bed that August's body was on, and just stood there. They sent up a desperate prayer, or at least a desperate help, please, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, and we just gave them a vision, letting them know what to do for a resurrection ritual. Kess sent a message to Adria, telling her what had happened and letting her know that she needed to get there ASAP if she wanted to help. She was exhausted and not through with her heat yet, but she asked Rialta to open a portal to a tree for her. Once she was on the island, she turned into a cat and was able to slip through a hole in the wall around the city. Hour and a half or so after Kess messaged her, she arrived at Indra's home, where Kess was getting everything ready to try to bring August back. And that is where we left off.